Hello everyone, welcome back to QAHQ. In this video, let us try to understand the meaning of defect leakage and how to calculate defect leakage. What is defect leakage? Any defect that should have been found but it has been missed is called defect leak or defect leakage. The context of this discussion is with respect to software defect leakages. What is the use of this matrix? Defect leakage metric or number can give insight into the quality of the product or application produced. Any defect that is found early is lesser in cost to fix when compared to later phases. This also helps in finding the areas to be investigated for corrections and refinement. This could be in terms of process changes, resource alignments, approach that is being currently taken. Defect leakage can be calculated for any phase in comparison to the previous. As an alternate, the defect leakage can be calculated for the current phase in comparison to all the previous phases. In this explanation, we call this as cumulative. The measurement can be done in any one of the above or both, subject to availability of bandwidth for monitoring. The approach is similar to projects in any model of development, be it in agile or incremental or any other model adopted. To bring in clarity of understanding, the phases listed are in detail and can be correlated to any software development life phases. Typical phases in a project are as shown: requirements gathering, design, coding and unit testing, functional testing, integration testing, system testing. This is followed by user acceptance testing done by business users. Production testing is done for those areas where the local environments do not support the setup. It is most likely restricted to few features given the risk of finding something in production is expensive to fix. It also affects the refactoring to the already developed and tested application or product. End user defects are those which are found by the users of the application or product. This is reported by way of customer care or any other channel provided for reporting the issues. Let us merge some of the phases for simplifying and understanding this concept. Let us consider only the following phases: requirements, coding, system testing, UAT, production or end user defects. How to calculate by phase? Defect leakage are in reference to previous phase or phases. We do not calculate defect leakage for a given phase in the same phase. In simple, defect leakage calculation are done in the subsequent phases for the previous phases. Example: the defect leakage in requirements is done in the design phase. Another example could be defect leakage in software testing phase is done in the UAT phase. Defect leakage in current phase is equal to number of defects found in current phase that should have been found in previous phase divided by the sum of defects found in the current and previous phases. Please note, should have been found in previous phases. This is a key factor. You cannot consider defect to have leaked when the defect could never have been found earlier. Let us take an example. If there is a defect found in email triggering and the previous phase had never configured the Exchange server, then we cannot call this as a defect leakage. Let us understand this with numbers. If the number of defects found in the current phase is 10, total defects found between current and previous is 100, then the defect leakage percentage is 10%. Let the alphabets A to E represent the various phases. The numbers in red are the defects found in each phase. Let us see how to calculate the defect leakage for coding. The defect leakage in coding is equal to total defects found in coding divided by sum of defects found in coding and requirements. In this example, 20 is the number of defects found in requirements, 20 is the number of defects found in coding. That is equal to 20 by 40. 50% is the defect leakage. Let us look at a cumulative example. Defect leakage for UAT phase is calculated as number of defects in UAT divided by the total number of defects that has been found in UAT and all the previous phases. If the defects found is 10 and the total defects is 200, then the defect leakage percentage is 5%. Let us see another example. In this example, we calculate the defect leakage for UAT. The defect leakage for UAT is equal to total defects found in UAT divided by sum of defects found in requirements, coding, system testing and UAT. In this example, the defect leakage percentage is 20.5%. Let us look at the last example. Defect leakage for production is number of defects found in production divided by defects found in production and all the previous phases. In this example, it is 5 divided by 200, which is 2.5%. Before we end, a word of caution. At times in a project, the defects look obvious and it appears that it should have been found in earlier phases. Be 100% sure that the defect could have been found in the previous or earlier phases. This is critical for maintaining the confidence in the project teams and the members. Additionally, be realistic when you commit to any service level agreements on defect leakages. At times, under pressure to win the projects, we might end up committing to something that cannot be met. Be clear on what you commit. Thank you.